Slam it down.
Jace, I feel like, is not gonna get through.
Nope,
okay,
yep.
Jace not through. Okay, but Yone, Silas, these types of things gain a lot of weight, especially when you're talking about Creme. So let's see what we decide to go with early on here. So much has been taken out of the champion pool. And they go with Caps, I assume. Still flex pick.
Still
it's a
technically
flex
a flex pick. Important to note.
Caps is freaking good at Anivia. So
That he is.
okay,
right.
Still flex pick. And then
Ooh.
Mel bot lane.
Keep in mind,
possibly.
Camille is also up, and the Camille-Mel bot lane pairing
Camille
has
is
been
through.
disgusting.
You're right, Camille is through. That is disgusting. All right.
Mel, the premier bot lane mage. Raz said it himself in plans earlier, expected a bot lane mage infestation. Has not been the case. We've seen some Mel games. We've seen some Ziggs games, but that's about it. Instead, Pantheon going to be the pickup here. Semi-global pressure, really powerful early game jungler. And remember, Tian was key in both of Top Esports wins in Game 1 and Game 2. He was active so early on, and this is a champion that can do that.
Ziggs, here we go. We've been waiting for Ziggs to show up. So good at letting your support roam. You mentioned the possible Camille floating around, and that is what is looming. They wanted to get the Pantheon first, though. I definitely agree with that, because unless G2 are going to like steal away Mel and do Mel Camille, then you can pick it up afterwards on the next round of picks. Okay, what do we got here, SkewMond?
Poppy be excellent into the Pantheon dashes. They're going to opt for it now. Also good into a potential Camille if that's what Top Esports want to go for. We're going to get the Sivir, late game scaling powerhouse. Also great alongside melee picks, something like the Olaf, but of course we did see that earlier in the series, so see what they want to do to make the most of this additional movement speed.
That's what we're talking about.
Well, that's the scary one. Creme's Yone, a terrifying pick.
Are they going to lock it in with the Ziggs? I assume they are. I mean, you already secured your AP damage from bot lane, so opens this wide open for Creme. There we go. He gets to lock it in, the Yone here. And it's a good matchup into Anivia. People like to pick it into Anivia, both mid and even in the rare cases when it gets played in top side sometimes. So bot lanes, both going to be focused a lot on farm. I like the Ziggs Pantheon too, just as a combination. Even if the Pantheon is jungle, which is where I'm assuming that it's going, even though technically you could also rotate it to support if you wanted to. But even coming from jungle, it helps to have the point-and-click stuns to set up Ziggs bombs and to keep people there for really the dream Yone ults. Helps to have a little bit of extra setup, but very big wombo combo potential. With those three champions that TES are wielding.
Yeah, we have also good side lane threat with the Pantheon. On top of that, pairing with the Yone on the opposite side for G2. We're highlighting it. Look, the late game team fights. Very easy for a Sivir Anivia composition. They want you to waste a cooldown and then punish you. Fight as they back up, back away. But the Trundle going to be banned away. Maybe setting up for a topside tank. It didn't look great for Zuian in the Scion game, but maybe they feel like they have a better angle this time around.
Now let's see what we go for. Aatrox as well hitting the ban. So they're trying to whittle down on his options
We've seen enough LPL, Aatrox, and G2's dreams specifically.
That's a trauma ban?
That's a trauma ban.
That's a trauma.
It's specific to Zuian, yeah, probably. But also, again, watching back the series from Worlds this morning, there was an Aatrox moment. There's always an Aatrox moment. So one way to guarantee there isn't is to ban it away. Yeah. Mundo also taken off the board, a potential top lane or jungle pick.
Yeah, I mean, and G2, I mean, they're looking at, like you said, a very good like front-to-back team fight setup for themselves here. So as long as they try and keep it controlled, is going to have a good option. The Mundo ban, interesting too. Okay, Leona. So they don't want, yeah, they don't want anything else to be able to set up. Already the combo damage that TS are showing. Do like that one. Mundo ban.
There's a lot of tension in these last couple picks.
Yeah, I guess they're covering too. Like, you could easily flex Poppy support, so the Mundo ban is also kind of doubling as top lane and maokai. If you flex the round a lot. The SkewMond was always such a great Mundo, but maokai does pair well. More wombo with your combo,
sure.
As we're just looking for. Big AoEs to keep people in place. And it also brings a little bit more magic damage to help offset.
Gets you a lot of space, too, to move in. We'll see where the maokai goes.
I mean, I'm assuming that it is the maokai support, but it could be the Pantheon support, like we said earlier at the beginning, to flex it down there.
Okay. That's a top lane Anivia, I think. Okay, G2, as the analyst has predicted, as anyone who's watched G2 for a number of years predicted, there are some flex picks happening.
Yeah.
Might be Mel in the mid lane.
I think it is Mel into Yone. Really good poke damage. What are we? Are we flexing the Yone? Flex Yone. They want to follow the Anivia.
The brothers?
They want to follow the Anivia. If the Anivia is going to top, like we said, then you keep your Yone matchup into it.
Might be easier. Match some of the late game scaling power. A lot of magic damage though, because remember, Yone isn't pure physical. Okay, instead we're just stacking up on tanks.
They say, never mind, Creme.
How many tanks do you want?
Keep your hands on it.
Yes.
I mean, it's just more wombo with the combo, right? More big engage. You get a big old train with your maokai ult and your Yone ult and your Ziggs ult. Okay. Well, these should be the lanes right here. No more swapping.
Their theory about how to handle the Mel is if we put enough big ultimates that she can rebuttal back at us, she only gets one rebuttal and we have a lot of ultis.
Yes.
I love Fearless Game 5 so much. That you highlighted it so well. TES, the most wombo with the combo here. They got the number 4. They're looking to put it together. Full meal right there. Opposite side for G2. They need to weather the storm. They need to use this Poppy. They need to deny these angles for TES's setup.
Oh man, here we go. Game 5. I mean, feels like we've been starved of games here at MSI so far with all these 3-0s. And now we get a juicy Silver Scrapes final decider between TES and G2 here. Incredible, because the all-time game score between these two teams at Riot Internationals coming into today was tied at 4-4. Now it's just 6-6. This is the decider of deciders.
Who will end the day with 7? Who will get us to the 6-7 match score? Yes.
There you saw the angle. I see.
I cringe a little bit, but you know what? I think it's funny. I still love dabbing. I have no shame in it. We're getting ready for Game 5. Time to see if the wombo combo from the side of TES will work out or if G2 will be able to break it open. Find some angles in these early lanes. Anivia versus Ornn in the top lane. Mel mid versus the Yone of Creme. For Creme, is a huge opportunity to carry. This is one of the picks that I at least know him best for. One of the things that you've seen him really take over games. Hansama on the Sivir is going to need a lot of time, right? And that's going to be a struggle for G2 because the Ziggs is just so good at taking over the spot lane.
Yeah, and it really remains to be seen because I think that G2 should have pushing top and pushing mid to work with here. So we'll see how much jungles can kind of upset some of these matchups, because with the double AP solo lanes for G2, in isolation, those are great. You know, you get tons of poke damage over and over and over, try and get priority, try and, you know, play with SkewMond, but SkewMond on the Poppy here, you have some extra synergies. Anivia can build walls in the top lane. You can
That's the Albus Nox Luna OG combo.
You can smash people into those top lane walls, try and go to Broken Blade, or you can go really try and inhibit the income of the Yone as much as possible.
And I do think it is important that they don't let TES get an early lead, because Hansama needs so much time, and as you've highlighted, so much of their damage is magic damage that an Ornn on a single MR item is a pretty difficult front line to get through early on. Merc Tread's insane value this game. So the itemization choices for top esports are easy up until Hansama really can make his mark on a team fight.
Technical pause. The anticipation for this match has just gone through the roof.
It's too great. It's too great. We need to add more anticipation.
Yeah. More? Okay.
Add more.
More is the solution.
The technology also knows. It's shut down. It's too stressed. The technology too stressed. The stakes too high. It is an upper bracket match, so the loser will not be eliminated. But again, we talked about it. There are 3 favorites for the tournament. None of these guys are it. But these are both the teams hovering right outside the top of the table expectations.
These are
G2,
the believers. These are the believer teams.
Yes.
The we can do it. The dark horse possibilities of the tournament. The let's prove everyone else wrong. They're close. Drakos is so stressed, he's taking his shoes off as we pace around in circles.
I got suspenders on, I got no shoes.
I'll make sure not to step on your toes.
Thank you. I look like a hobbit. It is...
Or if I need a really high volume call from you, maybe
just bam! Bam!
I've got my emergency Drakos pop-off
Really getting
button.
into the spirit of call your shot. Just got a little space, got a little time. And as good of a time as we're having, you have to feel for the players on stage because their coaches probably give them their little speech. They're like, all right, guys, we can do this, da-da-da. And then you sit.
I mean,
and you got to soak in it for a minute. You can't just, jump right into the game. It's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, I mean, it's already incredibly stressful situation, but then you add on to it, especially on the side of TES with 2 players international debut today and going through the roller coaster of we looked so good and smashed and won games #1 and #2. But then you can't help but feel the momentum just completely taken away from you as G2 starting to build up that reverse sweep possibility. They win the next 2 and take away the momentum in the series. Now you have to pause again, calm down, focus on what you're going to execute on within this final game.
And I think that, look, the rookies already impressed in those first 2 games, but the last 2 games have been rough. And I think for Zuian specifically, who shined the most, right? Individually just doing so much work, struggling there. Kind of his story is so heavily affected by what this Game 5 looks like. If he finishes this series, Game 5, after losing 2 games consecutively, what an incredible story for a rookie on the international stage. It almost takes that story out of contention completely for the rest of the tournament. You're just never going to doubt this guy in these big clutch Game 5 moments, in these moments where really everything is on the line. But at the same time, the boogeyman of top esports is waiting, is lingering. The oops, they fooled you again. The fans and haters waiting to descend on this team and this lineup. And those sins of the past aren't the sins of the rookies, aren't these new players. They weren't there for those moments. But if you drop this Game 5, if you don't perform in this Game 5, people are going to put you right into that category instantaneously.
Good mental is key here for the 5th and final game. Focusing up. We are investigating currently, and we'll update you as soon as we know.
In the meantime, we need to get in some more voices.
We're not going to go to the analyst desk. We're just going to bring them here. Raz, ring, ring. Banana phone, Raz, hello?
He's trying to
Let's
answer
get
the phone.
an answer. Isaac, are you
Oh, wait, I
here?
have to turn you guys up too because you might be talking and I can't hear you. Hold on. We're handling our own technical difficulties simultaneously. Yeah.
Yeah, we decided to create our own issues here.
We're here. We figured we'd come say hello.
Dude, it's an actual banger. We were joking coming in today. We're like, all right, it's on us. We're going to put a stop to these 3-0s.
Quadcast?
And then we did.
Oh.
Honestly, now that you guys are here, just
Might just stay.
Yeah, just hang out.
That's a nice little couch.
You guys are doing such a great job. We could be like the background singers, you know?
I want rap ad libs.
I got to turn Raz up. I can't even hear Raz.
Whatever the last word is, just repeat it.
Exactly.
Oh, I got you on that front.
Drakos is like, they stole the dragon. I'm just like, dragon. We got you.
So Raz, how was the science museum that you went to today?
Oh, it was fantastic. I went to the planetarium, first time I've been since like elementary school.
What did we learn? What did we learn?
Absolutely nothing. They spoke in Korean.
We learned that he can't speak Korean.
That's a valuable lesson. Sometimes I forget, honestly, that he doesn't have the ability.
I mean, he speaks pretty good Mandarin.
Yeah, we got, Also,
put me on the spot
for all
now.
the LPL fans who are upset if we're mispronouncing a name, we're
it's
doing
all-
our best to follow the pronunciation guy, but it takes some adjusting. The Zuians of the world is the
and
W
Raz
in
told
their
us
stuff.
Zuian, so
He did. Raz is right on the money.
I got you on Zuian.
He's keeping us honest. He's
I
double
got you
checking.
on Zuian. That's true.
I mean, I'm just excited for Game 5 to start. This series was crazy. Raz and I were sitting on the couch during Game 3, at the start of Game 3, after Game 2 was like, okay, it's another pretty one-sided one. And we're like, is there going to be a single Game 4 in this tournament? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then they start coming back in Game 3. Game 4, I feel like they looked even better. They played the map so well.
Yeah.
It is really, really exciting to see G2 being able to bounce back. And that's one of the things that has always kind of impressed me about Caps and about this organization and even this new roster with them is their ability to kind of stay calm under pressure and not just crumble in the moment, right? Because I think a lot of teams after those first 2 games would have been cooked.
Very true. I like the adaptation. Of course, Just turns out I really prefer when G2 are picking up CC. I liked how good Labrov was on the Lulu, but I like when they've got buttons
they
that
won
stun
when he played
people.
Melio.
Yeah, what's up with the Melio?
Yeah.
Huh?
The Melio was good. The Melio was good.
He's got a kick. That's CC.
Labrov is the man.
World
Ultra-
Cup season.
Ultra mega fire kick.
The World Cup kick. Nice. Fair enough point.
When we look at the two comps, right? Like, I am a little nervous as an EU pundit for G2 because I feel like what TES want to do is so simple and straightforward, and I often feel like that is the thing that makes Game 5 so much easier.
Yeah, when the tension is highest, sometimes simple is best. But there's a lot of strength in what G2 have drafted as well. You know, being able to go towards Anivia and have, you know, even though they did the flex, you know, put the Ornn top against the Anivia, it's like you're still not going to win that lane. You just might not get bullied as hard, right? So I still think having Prio is going to be really big. Tian and SkewMond to me have been such like engines for their team, and so getting winning lanes can be a big part.
Yeah, and of course we have an update now from our league officials. They're checking to see if TES swaps champions after the 20-second cutoff. You're not allowed to swap after 20 seconds. After investigating, the official determined the swap came after the agreed time, and the draft will be remade with the order of Ornn, maokai, Yone, Ziggs, and Pantheon. I believe that is what we saw on stream. So
So
I'm
did
not
they
sure what the swap
try to
was.
swap the Yone top at the very end, maybe?
Or maybe the
But it was too
maokai,
late?
Not sure. Well, no, it wouldn't be Ornn jungle.
No,
Yeah,
I think that would have had to be it.
Oh, yeah, because the last thing I saw was Ornn top.
Yeah.
So
What they
that's what I believe what we saw is the draft that is going to be confirmed.
I was
it
like,
was
are they about
after
to
that
have to play
point.
Ornn mid for Game 5? Because that would be crazy.
Yeah, so-
because I think they were trying to follow the Yone to the Anivia.
Yeah, because that seems like a really difficult draft for TES. You have to play the Ornn into the Anivia. That seems like hell. So, like,
Well,
I'm a little concerned about that.
This is crazy. Okay,
I mean, I feel like Ornn, it's just the same as you're playing against Rumble or any of these champions. You're just rushing Koenig Rooker and then you're AFK because it's double AP soul lanes and a Poppy. I don't really think Ornn's going to be that worried. To me, you're just hunting for whatever matchup you think is better for Yone. So if you think Mel is harder, then maybe you want to move it around. But
I think that was
interestingly,
harder,
it's
yeah.
actually the Yone, or sorry, excuse me, the maokai and the Pantheon they were trying to swap. They wanted to give Tian a little bit more early
more sense to
agency.
me.
It does make sense. And it makes it a little bit more punishing, right? Because while Pantheon can be super oppressive early on, I think for Tian, who's been so active early, maokai is not the most dominant jungler in those early fights.
it's also very different if you're expecting, okay, our 2v2 is going to be this, and we're going to be playing, maokai Ziggs, and now it does get changed. It's going to change the dynamics of the matchup. Maybe they were trying to play a bit more defensively, use Bramble Smash to like stop Rell, crash downs, and things like that. I'm not really sure. It's kind of interesting, but it does throw a wrinkle in. You hope that if they're going to be forced to play, the roles because they swap too late, that they can just kind of get past that, accepted, and play their best game.
Yeah.
I will say, if you take a step back, they've lost 2 games in a row. The momentum is clearly not on their side. This is just that one little thing. They wanted to be able to make that swap. They can't do that anymore. Especially if you have 2 new players to the international stage in Fengyue, and of course you're looking towards Zuian. It's tough. It's tough. You have to be able to dig yourself out of this.
Yeah. Because that's what we had assumed was Pantheon was going to be the jungle.
Yeah.
And maokai was going to be the support. Interesting. If they cannot, though.
Especially with how big side lanes have been. You think about the last couple of games, it really has been a focus on side lanes, especially last game. So maybe, Tian wanting to be able to affect those side lanes a little bit more. Obviously, Pantheon can still alter the side lanes, but you have way less gold, way less money. You're not going to be that same level of power.
See, I like what you brought up, Raz, right? It's just, who knows if this is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Again, it's already so much pressure. The rookies really had excellent showings in those first 2 games, and even in some moments in Game 3 and Game 4. But it's a test of mental fortitude, no doubt, as we're getting ready to load into the game.
At the very least, I will say, it's not as though it's like a Ziggs jungle, and you know what I mean? Like something he's first timing. I'm not saying they wouldn't be frustrated. Of course, I'm sure they would. That would be a difficult situation to deal with. But at the very least, these are 2 champions that play in these roles.
Yes.
Right? Tian has played many, many games of maokai jungle, and Fengyue, you're assuming, has played quite a few games of Pantheon support. It's super popular in solo queue. So, you're hoping that at least it's not going to have them too frazzled.
Definitely the case. Counting down the
Just
final
a medium
moments.
amount of frazzle.
Just a little bit
frazzled.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's going to give you a little razzle.
No
frazzle.
Before-
No frazzle.
Gentlemen, before you leave Although we'll get a quadcast at some point, I have no doubt.
Backing out.
What do you mean before they leave?
I have been cued. This is a production decision. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, my friends are going to stay here.
Kobe, it's our time. Final prediction,
we're all
boys.
putting this on him. I'm sticking with my same prediction. 3-2 G2 is what I had at the start of the day.
This was the straw that broke my back. I'm flip-flopping, man. Like, you can't swap before the 20-second mark. Like, they have had so many difficult points within this series, and this is happening too. I'm sorry, I'm gone.
All right, gentlemen, thank you helping us fill the time. Hearts out to TES. Hopefully they can recover despite a difficult situation as we load into the final game of the series here.
Okay, good. Now that they're gone, we can.
You can't. You make me the bad guy, and then the second they're gone, you're like, thanks. Yeah, great. All right, I see you, Kobe. I see you, bro. Don't be doing it like that.
Wait a second. We've got Labrov on top side.
Zuian. He's getting chunked out here, stunned. They're walking him down. They get the flash at level 1. There's a lot of straws on this camel's back, Kobe. Something's going to break soon.
I mean, this is good. You pull the wave also. Try and group up the minions so they're going to focus and push away from Zuian. Oh, this is painful. Ornn already has a hard time. Broken Blade doing a good job staying away.
Yeah, I'm just trading autos. Ornn base stats
the
much
range
higher,
minions,
though.
Range minions were on him, though.
Yeah. All right. Bot lane, we also have to keep our eye on. Pantheon, a much more explosive early game support, often in terms of individual damage. Opting for Conqueror, not something like the Halo Blade. So we'll need to see how comfortable Fengyue is, but the difference with the lock-ins the way they are is that maybe Fengyue can find more 2v2 fights.
Okay, so this is going to be my real question. Caps picked the Mel, seeing the Yone, so I want to see how much harassment and punishment he can deliver there.
Nice stun. Bot wave, unsurprisingly, pushing in the favor of TES. It's a good call out, Kobe. Already a small gold lead as he crashes that wave in. Unsurprising. Of course, Mel in Riftbound. Next set, Vendetta coming on the 31st. It's going to be a sick one. Akali is also in it. VODS is very excited. Shout out VODS. Anyway, game 5. Broken Blade continuing to dominate topside. Midwave pushing in their favor. This is, it doesn't look like much, but this is a frustrating start for TES to be sure.
Yeah, Zuian though, I mean, wait, okay, yeah, he's got his refillable from the teleport, and should be fine. But
reminder, we've only had 56 Game 5s in international history and 5 total reverse sweeps. The last one in 2023, BDS versus PSG. So anytime we see a potential reverse sweep,
or they're not,
they don't happen a lot. It's again the mental fortitude. Ability to come back in those scenarios. Nice interrupt. JackeyLove and Fengyue. Emboldened. Access to the Pantheon, certainly. A lot of power there.
Nice dodges. Now, we also have junglers with some freedom. First clears are done. Maokai, can Maokai loop around here behind the Mel? Looks like it. So SkewMond gang top, Maokai mid.
Up, flash forward. Not quite able to get the wall bang, but more than enough damage, hopefully, to finish off the Ornn for G2 Esports. Unstoppable first blood, but traded back! Nice for Zuian. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Labrov looking to chase down JackeyLove. W giving him a bit more damage. Shattering strike, and another kill coming through.
Blood everywhere! And in the bottom side, Labrov is able to pick up that kill. 2 for G2. They've got the early gold lead.
Incredible start for this team overall. Zuian, though, happy to get some money back. Getting that early MR makes this lane a little bit easier to survive, but unfortunately, it looks like Broken Blade has frozen or is trying to freeze, so his life isn't getting that much easier anytime soon.
So, Caps had to burn his flash off of the gank mid, but Tian invested his in order to do that too. So while there are a lot of opportunities with all this action and everybody blowing their flashes, Fengyue is the one back on the rift first.
Caps backing off Labrov finally here. Fengyue going in, shattering strike, a bit more damage. Aegis Assault to block the follow-up, but Fengyue's getting lower and lower. SkewMond now on the way in. That is one dead Pantheon. Q to get it through. Creme now on the way out. Fengyue overestimating.
Well, he had no flash, and so I'm pretty sure he just was like, I cannot dodge the snare that's going to come from Caps, so I have to go back in and try and fight our way out. But because, yeah, everybody had used their flashes and all the skirmishes so early on, the Pantheon walking up was a vulnerable target. and they're able to turn on them. G2 snowballing here insanely quickly in game number 5.
5 minutes, almost a 1.5K gold lead. Truly the biggest lead we've had in this entire series so far. Tian moving into the top side, but matched by SkewMond. Health advantage to the duo of TES, but the push in favor of G2. Level 6 now coming through as well as JackeyLove once again caught out here. Minefield, not quite enough damage yet, but Ensemble getting a lot done here. Cap's nice initial route, level 6 there for Creme, but Soul Unbound about to fade, so it'll just be a positive trade in terms of HP.
3 winning lanes for G2 in game number 5. SkewMond on the clear, right back down, top to bottom again. JackeyLove trying to clear out the minions on the bottom side, but the punishment that they have received here early on, definitely dangerous. Creme, though, on the Yone, always dangerous, and he has access to his ultimate, so have to worry about the whereabouts of maokai as well. Once Tian gets his level 6, that's a lot of lockdown. Of course, you have to be wary of the Mel rebuttal and play around the timer, but they're coming early.
Labrov spots out Tian. Doesn't really have the damage to force a kill there. Nice rebuttal on the Q3. Ulti coming across the wall. Immediate combo coming through. The Forge God has been called, but the kill is not done yet. Beautiful sidestep on the spear from Fengyue.
Can he get out now?
Strike, lockdown. No flash still. SkewMond can't quite get the angle to knock him into the wall. Both sides back away, but that's so many resources, so many ultis burned on Caps just to not get the kill.
Yeah, mid lane is the battlefield. Even Zuian walking all the way down, using his Ornn ultimate. But Caps doesn't get hit by the spear, does not fall. SkewMond
Fengyue, nice advance coming in from Tian, dodging out on the ulti from SkewMond. Ulti from JackeyLove a bit wide, but the additional movement speed is just sending SkewMond into TES's jungle.
As long as SkewMond is able to get away from Creme, he does not want to give this kill to Creme. All right,
giving it to JackeyLove. Ooh, the bomb misses. If he goes under tower at this point, it'll be Fengyue who gets the kill. Creme on the way in too. I don't think he's going to get his choice. Will be donated over to Creme. As you said, worst possible person to pick up that kill for G2.
All right. A little bit of hope back there for TS, but they're still in the hole pretty deep here in the early stages. Pretty good CS leads all across the board with these good matchups for G2.
Top lane, the punishment simulator here. 57-37. Zuian just doing what he can to hold on. Was allowed, did make a bit of an impact in the mid lane. Unfortunately, not enough to get that kill.
Yeah. I mean, the impact of that level 1 from Labrov, so heavy in this game. As we, again, just mid and jungle and support are always around mid, constantly on every timer.
Huge trade for Caps. The rebuttal, again, just makes it so hard for Creme. Long cooldown, but so is the Soul Unbound. And in the bot lane, the 1v1, JackeyLove we expect to spike harder on that first item, but Hansama just free farming through this entire laning phase means G2 are going to feel very comfortable in the later stages.
Yeah, Hansama making good use of his spell shield down there, constantly looking for a push on the wave. Meanwhile, everybody's sending all these resources towards mid lane. And they're going to continue to be rewarded. Start up. The grubs there for SkewMond. He should be uncontested.
It's a nice early game for G2, building such a big lead so quickly. Fengyue hasn't really had a chance to pick up XP, so delays that level 6 and the ability to threaten on side lanes.
Drakos, didn't they add quests into the game to avoid a lot of this stuff? I feel like the support quests are going to be pretty delayed in this one.
Yeah. It seems like neither support is particularly interested in all the additional benefits of that quest.
Yeah. I don't need a quest.
We're gonna need to get the Rito police in there. Warning, lane swap detected. Please return to your lane.
Mid lane. So goes mid lane, so goes the game, though, a lot of the times.
Very true.
Especially when Yone is in on the Rift. So let's take a look. Will they be able to actually set up for this Drake? Mid lane did get pushed there for Jackie TS with them moving back down. They've got the ward in Tribush already. Both maokai and Poppy have very big damage to monsters on their Qs. And should be fine for Tian solo.
Nice to have it. Again, we talked about the amount of team fighting ultimates that can come out of this TES lineup if they can force, if they're able to stack 2 Drakes, get a third, get a soul point, force G2 to fight into them. It's a lot easier to see their angle of comeback into the game where they're down 2K. And Azael brought it up here, right? This first item, Kanik Rookern expected from Zuian. This makes the laning phase a lot easier, at least in terms of surviving and not losing more than, well, he already has in terms of plate and CS.
Yeah, I mean, he got level 1 by the enemy support, had to blow his flash, all that stuff happened, but teleports back out here.
Sidestep.
Wasn't able to complete his item, but refill the potion. Lots of sustain there for him. Meanwhile, the battleground, the eternal battleground of mid lane, the fight over vision, Drakos. All these wards around.
Sending their supports deeper and deeper into enemy territory is Fengyue ready to cover in mid lane. That little bit of lifesteal coming in for Creme on top of, an important keystone here is just meaning that he can relatively survive a lot of the harass that Caps is putting out. JackeyLove forced to ult the way, but at least slows the push from the side of G2.
They're ganking top too. maokai, all right.
Slowed down. Twisted Advance finally going to come through. Flashback from Broken Blade. Wall to lock up Tian, forcing a flash out from him as well. Good response from the G2 top laner. Ulti, nice sidestep from Caps, flash in the Solar Snare. Not going to be enough. Rebuttal a little bit too late. Creme on the chase to grab the kill. A nearly flawless dive from TES, even into the Mel.
Yeah, good flashes there, invested from them. They get the kill. They got Caps' flash as well down. And TES fighting back in this one now with the Ornn ult.
Ornn horn blown. Broken Blade marked. That's the additional auto coming in. Fengyue blocked by the wall, getting chipped lower and lower. Egg about to come out from Broken Blade. Comet Spear at least gets the cooldown, but I don't think we're going to see a redive quite yet.
Yeah, it won't be the Broken Egg this time around. Just gets the refill, get back up.
Tian going for the Q back. SkewMond pretty powerful, has the Sunder Sky, flash in, looking for the wall, knocked down. Tian instantly deleted. Fengyue likely next, no flash available. And Zuian debating if he can even support him here. That's the Glacial Storm, Broken Blade, grabbing another kill.
And SkewMond goes beast mode on him with the flash, gets him into the wall, double here. Kill for each, and they get to continue pushing as well afterwards. Huge turn from SkewMond. He gets in there, stops their recalls. He gets right on top of Tian. E-flash, flash E to redirect so he can get into the wall.
All engaged now coming into the mid lane. Labrov with the crash down. Creme running for his life. Solar Snare from Caps. Desperate to finish this kill. The Eclipse to drop him down.
The 2v2 with the sports mid here goes the way of G2 because Labrov is there early.
Shattering Strike. Aegis Assault falling away. You can see SkewMond already taking the Raptors, looking to chip away at the resources of TES. TES doing a good job of finding kills, finding some angles for hope.
Here we go again.
The lead just continues to grow. Fengyue's got nowhere to go. He can't jump anywhere. Knockback is there. The Solar Snare, and Caps gets another.
SkewMond and Labrov, the terror of mid lane here. They find consecutive ganks. They get both the mid laner and the support in the end. And Drakos, this game 5 is a blowout.
It absolutely is. SkewMond terrifying. Merc treads and a Sundered Sky against a bunch of magic damage-based tanks. Are you kidding me? This man is going to be unkillable. Creme, the only one who could possibly hope to take this Poppy down.
Nice rotation here. Get the Sivir into mid lane. Just delete minion waves.
JackeyLove matched up once again against Hansama, has that first spike, the Ludens. Sivir, one of the few champions who can start to match the wave clear of Ziggs. SkewMond going in on the Fengyue. Full control, choke out around the dragon. Don't want to give TES the opportunity to stack. Creme doing good damage here, but knows he could be forced to snap back at a moment, so doesn't want to overstay. Q3 ready to go, but Caps is already there waiting, and he whiffs. He's forced to ult instantaneously, but they've already body blocked it. It's an absolute disaster. The ulti from JackeyLove across the top. Is it going to be enough? Tian trying to buy space for the rest of his team. Aegis Assault gives Fengyue an extra second, and they manage to hold on, but the Eclipse is ready. Down goes the support of TES. TES. JackeyLove finally here. Blinking health bars across the board. Creme debating if he can get involved once again. Instantaneous snapback to deny the crash down. TP in from Zuian. The horn has been blown. Ornn is on the way in. Creme looking to finish off Labrov. G2 taking a bit too much. Creme now on the chase. The mount up is there. Tian grabbing another kill. JackeyLove will fall as well, the 1-for-1. Creme starting to chase, crash down from Labrov, but Creme getting faster and faster as the duration ticks. One more auto, hoping to close up with a sidestep on the Mortal Steel, enough to keep Labrov standing.
Oh, he barely lives, and during the time where TS invests everything, 5 players to the bottom side of the map, Broken Blade does finish the top tower, continues pushing, but TS fighting back into this one, getting some valuable kills for themselves and another dragon.
Take a look back at the play. Starts pretty disastrously for Creme, but he's able to make it out in the end.
Yeah, so he ults over here to the other side, but they lock him up. Ziggs ult from the top does give a big amount of peel from this Maokai ultimate, and then they're able to section them off. They get their kill. They're shut down onto the Poppy. Meanwhile, from the other side there, Jackie and Creme can return to the fight afterwards with Tian skirting the edges just barely.
Rift Herald summoned here. Not sure where, it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, fist fight in the bottom lane. Cap's now trying to retreat. Zuian on the way in. Rebuttal keeping Cap standing for an extra second. He wants one more auto. Caps is brittle, but he's not broken. Zuian again, just denied any angle, denied any kill. Hansama, though, now the one who has to start running, but TES think better of it.
Oh, the terrain from his Q was not fully built there. He charges in, he can't get the kill, can't get the knock up onto Caps. Zuian goes down.
And it's just getting harder and harder for TES. They're fighting as much as they can, desperate to find an angle back into this game. But Broken Blade has finally arrived, no longer contained to just the top side of the map, chipping away at those health bars, keeping those waves pushed in. Braw playing far forward, but he can pick anyone he wants to support on the map and know that they have more than enough damage to finish those kills.
All right, Tian's still on that bottom side.
SkewMond out of nowhere, flanking JackeyLove. Down he goes, but now it's Pantheon active on the bottom side. Fengyue trying to get it done with Creme. It's going to be a kill donated over to him. The egg taken away. Creme grabbing this one. Labrov debating if he needs to run or if the backup that's on the way will be there soon enough. The answer is they are. Heal coming in onto Labrov. Additional movement speed. SkewMond on the chase. Flash. Solar Snare. Caps the damage to finish off the TES support. Creme now in trouble. Q3 back to the enemy team. Flash out to safety. Holding on for dear life, but G2 just keep winning the exchange.
It's bloody, and they get the tower afterwards as well. A couple of kills, though, still picked up on the exit from TES. They're scrambling. They're trying to keep themselves afloat here with a couple of extra kills, a little bit more gold. And every last drop of gold into Creme gives you a little bit of pause, a little bit of worry from the side of G2.
I mean, despite the disastrous gold difference, 3-1-2 is Creme's scoreline. He has been clean in these fights, saving the flashes for as long as possible, living in a lot of situations that seemed just highly, highly improbable. But now Caps has 2 items. So as fancy as the footwork has been, it's still just going to be so hard for him to survive. You can see a bit of MR coming in. Hex Drinker will help, but it's a tall task to live through everything G2 have at this point.
And Hans has just been farming up a storm there on that Sivir. Getting a very nice gold lead for himself. So yes, the Sivir gameplay. And in mid lane, they've got the extra tower. So much more safety for G2. With TS losing all of their outers, it is difficult now. It's fighting to keep control of your jungle camps, fighting to keep your income equal for the rest of the game.
Really just holding on for dear life. Will secure the blue buff. You mentioned it, but Hansama just hoovering up CS across the map. He's the late game insurance policy on a game where G2 are already so far ahead. So it almost feels like TES are on a clock when they're already playing from such a massive deficit. And you can see in the Coinbase gold grind, unsurprising to see Broken Blade with some absolutely massive numbers. 850 from plates, another 850, 870 from kills. That number is only going to continue to grow.
All right, Creme going topside, and it's a Pantheon trail, but Pantheon doesn't have ult yet. So just walking with him here, Fengyue trying to do the escort. Again, without the safety of any of their towers, it's hard to remain on parity gold-wise and information-wise.
Vegas assault force there from Fengyue. Stops any potential dive, and Creme happy to just grab a plate. And I will say, despite not being ready for this particular jungle support pairing, Tian's done a very good job finding ways into this game. Now also with the Abyssal Mask, going to make sure that JackeyLove and even a bit of Creme's damage is going to be amplified as well.
Still focused on the next dragon fight. 45 seconds into the future here. Trying to get some vision with those saplings here for Tian. But G2, they have such a solid setup. 2-item power spikes on both SkewMond, Broken Blade, and Caps.
Hansama dangerously close to an Infinity Edge as well.
Creme teleport is going to come off cooldown in a couple of seconds, but they really want as much money on him as possible anyway. The rest of the team's going to evacuate, so going to bide their time.
TES not going to contest for Soul Point, but quick ulti forced out there. Creme recognizing he was done for. No minions to stack the Q on. So we'll be able to retreat, but does just mean that this third Drake of the game, Hextech, will be conceded. Now, there's potential for some portal plays here later in the game, always exciting to watch, but it just means that this Soul is even more important for both sides. TES, maybe their little glimmer, little sliver of hope as a way to come back into this game.
Okay. G2 feeling so good right now. A lot of safety on the map. Game plan going according here with Hansama constantly. Good income. Just keep track of Baron here. Watch for some of these trick plays from TES. They have Tian over on the top side. They can lob the JackeyLove ultimate as well to add the extra burst damage if they need. And Pantheon ult is ready.
Creme continuing to farm well, though. Actually ahead of Caps in terms of individual gold. You called it out before, but I think this is the person that we have our eyes on to be the difference maker for TES. The rookies did so good in Game 1 and Game 2 and in Game 5. It's not JackeyLove or Tian, often the players that people think of when they think of top esports, but Creme, the man who, from that 2024 series where they were swept, I think has improved the most out of everyone on this lineup. Now on a comfortable champion, hoping he can be the one to turn the tide in TES's favor.
Hansama's got his Infinity Edge now, though. Man, that is juicy.
Yeah, it's a big tide. It's a hard tide to turn, Kobe. It's not impossible, but it's going to take a lot because that Sivir is not stopping for any of the farming items. She's going straight to the DPS items.
Especially because Hans is probably going to get like full value out of his bounces here with TES being such a clump team here. They've got 4 melees.
Ulti onto Hansama, immediate TP. Creme coming over the wall, going to ult across into Hansama. Hansama just barely clipped. Creme ready to snap back. They can't quite finish him, but he's got no avenue back to the fight. Rebuttal onto the Ornn ultimate as G2 stand tall as 5. Creme dashing in. W shield is massive, but Caps manages to burn him down. Zuian on the way out. Ulti in. Retreat now coming in from Fengyue. Labrov looking for a re-engage. Caps still standing. Solar Snare only connecting onto 1. A bit more damage coming in as Hansama is still alive. G2 holding the line. Caps ready to go over the wall if necessary. Poking a bit more with the Solar Snare, but the passive is there from Broken Blade. Zuian wanted to find the kill, but he cannot get the job done. Both sides left bloodied.
The Baron!
Both sides brawling. A bit more damage coming in for the Baron. Caps a Solar Snare. JackeyLove hoping to finish it. Zuian damn tanky. Broken Blades come back after the egg, though, looking to lock up JackeyLove, who's managed to take down Labrov, turning his attention instead to SkewMond. Caps trying to hold on. Double AP carries will finally knock down the Ornn. SkewMond ready now to take out JackeyLove. G2 in the extended fight, making sure nobody on TES is left standing.
G2 with 4 kills. Baron got 1. Oh my goodness, that was such a scramble. Nobody had touched Hansama in so long, though, that the Baron just executed him. I don't think anyone on TES actually got that credit.
I was so lost, I didn't even realize he died.
Yeah,
you said Baron, and I was like, I'm just going to trust you and keep yapping.
So, yeah, let's look from the very beginning. They're looking at Hans the entire time. Maokai ultimate, he does spell shield it, and then flashes away from Creme's ultimate. The critical moment is when Creme tries to go back in for Hansama right here, but he can't finish off the extra kill. Hans walks away with, what, it's like 20 health or something there. Wait.
Fist fights aren't done. Tian is dead, caught out in his own jungle. G2 making a fast play to punish. They didn't even have vision set up. They must have just spotted him and ran him down with the Sivir ultimate. 2.5 9-ups now, 14 pages in Caps' book.
They're running the Rift, Drakos. G2 are running Summoner's Rift here in the critical Game 5. So close to a reverse sweep in TES. They need magic now. Trying to contest the Baron.
Creme, Q3 in, big damage being traded back. Will finally snap away, but he's already lost 50% of his HP. I just don't think that there's anything they can do. Jungler down, TES here. just to spectate, just to watch the Baron fall as hope just continues to dwindle for top esports. G2, 7,500 gold ahead. The Red Bull Baron power play poised to break open the base of TES.
After such a tense series, game number 5 here has just been a landslide in favor of G2, straight from level 1. With Labrov going topside. It's not over yet, though. With the Baron buff, still work for G2 to do.
Hexgate, Labrov leaping face first into Tian. Fengyue trying to escort the tanks out, but SkewMond just doesn't care. Caps, nice rocket belt backwards. SkewMond using the ulti to knock away the remaining members of TES. Creme still here, but the melee range is just so hard for him to do anything. SkewMond now on a rampage. Ulti in from JackeyLove, just shielded by Hansama. No hope of securing this dragon, maybe of even defending this tier 2. TES once again sent packing.
Yep, G2. Continue the steamroll. They've got Baron, continue the siege. 4-1 split push for them. SkewMond on mid, but nothing Jackie can do about it. Even the Sivir bounces are just chunking him down as he tries to stay far away and clear the wave.
Take their time, get Dragon on the way out. Not concerned whatsoever. Slow, steady siege. SkewMond solo pushing in the mid lane. Poppy is just too damn tanky. So far ahead has stopped for the Randwoods on the way. Even Creme's damage so heavily mitigated. But a TP in. Potentially the last desperate stand of top esports. Q3 ready to go for Creme. He's hoping to make the difference. Ulti across, but Hansama with the spell shield denies him access. Sivir untouched. The carries untouched. G2 continue to dominate.
The G2 blender grinds them up. They get the kill and they're looking to take down the base.
Labrov chasing in, base broken open, an inhibitor exposed. Tian on the flank. Creme up, just buying space, I guess. Ulti across, rebuttal there, TP in. TES, what are you playing for? A bit more time for Creme in the mid lane, it seems, but what will it cost you? Good news is only an ultimate. They get the TP out of Broken Blade as well. SkewMond set up now to take second Drake of the game for G2. Denying soul point once again from the side of TES, who really cannot afford to leave their own base.
Yeah, and G2 with such a massive gold lead here, and especially Hans in such a strong position, they should be able to win this team fight. I mean, Caps has 20 stacks on his Medjais here with the Mel from mid. So it is looking very good for the European hope. Game number 5, Drakos. They showed the stats at the very beginning. We've only had 5 previous reverse sweeps completed at internationals.
This will be the 6th in the history of our sport. It's crazy because there's so many series that are so close. It feels like they've been reverse sweeps, but so often it's teams trading blows. It's so rare for a team to be so clearly outclassed in 2 games and then be able to turn it on its head and bring it back. And it's credit to the tenacity of G2 that they were not dissuaded by those first 2 games, despite how incredibly one-sided they were.
Yeah, have to have endurance to be able to pull it off in the final one. And now they're just going to run straight through to the base. SkewMond, can he find?
Yep, SkewMond looking for a solo kill here, just continuing to fist fight JackeyLove, and JackeyLove really has nowhere to go. Take a miracle for him to escape, as SkewMond just taking his sweet time. Will knock down JackeyLove. Ulti though, perhaps one final team fight. SkewMond isn't there. Fengyue manages to get to the back line. Hansama running for his life as Creme manages to put Broken Blade in the egg. Puts Zuian is just getting shredded, just getting dunked down. Hansama still living a perfectly timed spell shield. Creme holding on to hope, hoping he can make the difference. There's so much healing. A Q3 ready to go. A tower being destroyed in the meantime. Q-flash from Labrov goes completely awry. That's going to cost him his life. The snapback should finish it. Creme grabbing the kill. Fengyue caught by the wall, nowhere to go. Pantheon dropping down, a scrappy exchange. 3 for 2, but it's in favor of G2 Esports.
TES, they're still fighting, even with this massive gold lead in G2's favor. They're scrambling, they're trying as hard as they can to keep themselves afloat in this series. But the G2 onslaught continues and takes its toll. Here's the attempt at the counterplay on top side. Maokai ult with the Pantheon ult to get to the back line, and they pincer Caps. Caps Flash is actually closer to the tower to try and gain range to get the burst damage, but he still goes down. And then they're turning their eyes towards Hansama, but here's where it really turns. When they try and make a little bit too much of the chase, so Labrov does do his flash Q thing that you talked about, and then Fengyue tries to follow too, but he gets walled off, so he also goes down, and that bought enough time for SkewMond to arrive after he had gotten his kill on the bottom side to JackeyLove. He walked all the way up to the fight.
And it's such a similar story to Game 3 when G2 were able to find their first win with the power of that Kled, but now it's Hansama with his ult on the hunt. The second anyone mispositions, the movement speed steroid just allows all of G2 to appear. TES's face is Creme. G2 have so clearly identified this is the guy they need to shut down. 3 items, i.e. 100% crit chance. He can shred through Caps and Hansama alike, but he needs the space to do it. SkewMond, Labrov, even Broken Blade kind of on defense duty to stop that from happening.
I mean, here we go again.
Ulti from Tian. Wall there, SkewMond, that's the knockback to Tian. Dodging out on some of the follow-up damage, now trying to retreat back into his base. Root, knockup coming in from SkewMond. They're trying to shred through the Poppy, but Labrov now off on the side. Caps and Broken Blade free firing over the wall. Creme gets to the backline, knock him onto 3. Oh, Sama down! He waits patiently, he finds the angle, but still TES lose 2. 1 carry out of the picture. And credit to TES, they are holding the line in the face of absolute oblivion.
Doing their best. They get the shutdown. Hansama's there. But G2 are still going to be able to get the Baron. Like you said, they've got the other carries. And TES, they have to clean up their base. They put a tiniest of dents in the gold lead. But G2, with the power of another Baron buff, will get right back to the siege.
Oh yeah, get a hammer, knock that dent out. Red Bull Baron power play. Is this the final nail in the coffin? Neither side close to the soul. Hard to imagine a world where we will make it that far into this game. 31 minutes, 8,000 gold lead, double the kills on the side of G2, 25-12. Still TES, an admirable job to hold the line, but the leads just keep compounding, and with this Baron backing up G2, it feels like these are the final moments.
They are handing out the Ornn upgrades. Jackie has his, Creme has his. Those are the critical ones. Tian even as well, so.
Creme spotted. All of G2 descending, forcing the ult. Good awareness from Creme. Anything other than an ulti in that situation likely would have meant his death.
But now no ultimate for the dream comeback team fight.
Zuian ready to forge, but it looks like he doesn't have the space to forge another upgrade. Another item. G2 barreling into the base of TES. JackeyLove able to lay down a bit of poke here, but another inhibitor will fall. Bot lane with an exposed inhibitor. Mid lane perhaps soon to fall as Creme goes toe-to-toe with SkewMond. TP into the mid lane from Broken Blade. Reset, bought another item. Now ready to resume the siege.
And here they come. G2 knocking at the gates, looking to complete the reverse sweep.
Slow, steady, siege, control. G2 not risking anything in these final moments. Tian praying for a flank. A spell shield to stop a bit of poke. Labrov getting a bit lower, but it's such a small advantage. Creme waiting a bit longer. Ornn coming out, looking for the knockback. Caps about to be one shot. A beautiful look from the side of TES. Knock him onto Hansama. JackeyLove moving in. It might be a disaster for G2, but SkewMond, Broken Blade, Hans, they remain standing. Knock back into the wall. Zuian running. Fengyue in the area. They can't finish off that Anivia, that Poppy. TES again, though, managed to hold the line. They're still living in this series despite all odds.
It's crazy. TS, they delete another G2 carry. This time, Caps, they take him down. They cut down the pages off his Medjais, and they want more.
Zuian hoping to find Broken Blade. Tian on the way in as well, denying the portal to escape. Now their eyes are set on SkewMond. Broken Blade trying to buy as much space as he can with the Glacial Storm. SkewMond getting chipped away. Creme on the chase, will be forced to snap back soon. Hans on the way in. Half health for Creme. TES still pushing for a little bit more. Creme with the knockup. Flash backwards on the Labrov. Has been CC'd, and now Broken Blade following up the damage. But Creme lives for an extra second. Has the fruit right there to heal him up. Everything coming together to keep TES standing, to keep TES
Teleport
alive.
to the base!
But a TP from Caps might just end it here. G2 hurting TES back. JackeyLove deleting the wave. It's not quite enough. Cap's happy to just split their attention. He doesn't want to risk anything else. Tian might want to go for the 50-50, but the health bar is so low, they're just going to back off. It's soul point for G2. TES doing what they can to hold onto their base, but we're still going.
Oh, TES fighting tooth and nail here to stay in this game. They do defend their base. They lose the dragon, but it's only number 3, not the soul quite yet. They buy themselves a little bit more time.
I can't believe TES have held on this long. It was almost 10,000 gold. They've been steadily whittling away. Hextech Soul feels like it should be the final nail in the coffin, but so did the Baron, so did so many of the fights before. A lot of shutdowns available. JackeyLove getting stronger. You can see the burst damage really adds up if you can find that CC target. But
yeah.
Hans and Caps both have more than enough damage to single-handedly carry these team fights.
The long-range nuke, that the quickness with which they deleted Caps last time, and the Ziggs ultimate from Jackie. Now he's got 4 items with that death cut completed. Can TES defend again? Because here comes G2 to finish the
Flash
job.
in from Labrov, immediate flash out from JackeyLove. That's one major cooldown burn. Ulting out from Broken Blade, whittling away at the Ornn. They don't quite find the knockback into the wall, but Zuian down. And G2 continuing to push forward. Supers in every single lane. Surely G2, this is the final fight. They have the man advantage they were looking for. Wall connects with the JackeyLove. He doesn't make it back over. And that might just be it. Wallbang comes in from SkewMond. Looking to deny access from Fengyue, but it does not connect. Instant engage on the Caps. Ignite ticking the Pantheon support. Trying to take down the enemy mid laner. Creme going in, but he completely whiffs. He cannot connect on the Hansama, and Caps is waiting. G2 have done it. For the 6th time in the history of International League of Legends, we are witnessing a reverse sweep as G2 take down Top Esports.
They have done it. Reverse sweep by G2 here in Daejeon. This entire tournament, we've had 3-0 after 3-0 after 3-0, and we finally got the full 5. Analyst, take it away.
They do it! They do it in the end! Oh my god, G2, I love you guys when you play like this. They had us in the first half, man, but the second end of the series was absolutely phenomenal from them.
I mean, it was crazy, and we're rewarded for our patience.
True.
3-0 after 3-0 after 3-0 after 3-0.
When was it going to end?
Treated to a 5-game banger between G2 and Top.
5-game banger. Second best of 5 reverse sweep in the history of MSI. Raz, you didn't flip-flop, and I respect that from you because...
Oh, no. You were gone. I did.
He did.
Oh, you did?
When I was on the caster desk during the technical, I was like, oh, they can't even swap before 20 seconds?
Well,
I'm flipping.
Respect gone, but still, how do you feel?
There's only a couple guarantees in life. Death, taxes, and Raz flip-flopping in the best of 5.